Welcome, everyone, once again to another edition of the Bart Curtis Show. This week, of course, we'll be taking a look at last Friday night's game with Coach when we squared off with the Northridge Raiders and came out on top by a score of 28-13. We'll also be talking to a couple of our players, which is what we're going to do first before we get a chance to talk with Coach. Welcome, everyone, back to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking to Andres Adami here, and he is a defensive lineman, believe it or not. And he is a monster out there playing the middle of the line there. And also nicknamed Fuzzy, so I'm going to kind of use your nickname if you don't mind, Andres. But tell us a little bit about, first of all, your experience in playing football. When did you start playing?
I started in third grade. Been playing ever since for Young Tigers, and it's been really fun.
And then you played in your junior high years then too?
Yeah, I played at Lakeview and now at the high school.
Okay, great. All right, let's talk about the high school thing here. Obviously, you were a freshman with us there, and we knew that you could move around pretty good for a big guy. Yeah. So you got to play, of course, all the freshman schedule there and got into the JV schedule and all that kind of stuff. But now you stepped into the varsity role. What's the difference? What differences have you seen here playing the varsity football schedule?
Well, I think our team's a lot younger, and we're growing up, and I think we'll be good.
Absolutely. Okay, well, you're 4-1. That's not bad at all there. Let's talk for a moment here about the game last night against Northridge. How do you feel like you performed there against the Northridge Raiders? You've had a chance to look at some film, right?
Yeah, I think I performed really well. Tried to do my assignments, and I think our defense worked as a group, and our offense did amazing.
All right, and let's talk about your job specifically. I mean, you're a down defensive tackle. What's kind of your specific role here as the down defensive tackle? I know it depends on what the call is for the defense, but just generally speaking, what's your job?
My job is basically keep my guy where my head is, so basically follow the man wherever he goes, shed off, do what I can do.
And shed the guy and find the football, make the tackle, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. All right, well, we certainly appreciate you being with us here. Tell me what the most fun thing about being involved in the football program is. Give me a couple things that you find the most fun about being involved in the football program.
I think practice is kind of fun. All of our friends joke around. We all get work done, and all work hard, I guess.
Absolutely. And the teamwork and everyone working together, that's kind of a good feeling for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Andreas Fuzzy, also known as Fuzzy, thanks a lot for being with us here on the Bart Curtis Show. And we wish you guys good luck as we head to Goshen next week to play the Red Hawks from Goshen. You have a great day and a good weekend, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, welcome back, everyone, once again to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking now to Angel Mendez. Angel is on the other side of the football. You just saw Fuzzy, and he plays the defensive side. Angel plays the offensive side. So, Angel, tell us a little bit about your position and the job you do.
Well, we call ourselves the Wild Hogs. It's the best position on the field.
I agree.
Yeah, so we block for anyone who has the ball. We get down. We make great blocks, hopefully get pancakes. That always feels good. And we just get the job done so then the people with the ball can get their job done.
All right, tell us about your specific job. You're an offensive tackle or guard?
I'm a tackle. I can play both ways, but mostly tackle right now.
Right. Okay, so you can play either one of the positions. All right, let's talk about your experience in football. When did you start playing ball?
I started in 7th grade, so I only started in junior high.
Okay, all right. And where did you play, Edgewood or Lakeview?
I played at Lakeview.
Okay, all right, very good. All right, so what's always been your attraction to playing football? I mean, what are some of the good things you like about playing the game?
Well, my dad, he came into this country and he kind of just found a love for this, and then he got me into it, and then he wanted me to play, and then I went out and played, and I just always wanted to get after it, and that's always why I love the game. I loved always working hard. It's something that definitely puts you out of your comfort zone.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So, yeah, it got me out of my comfort zone. I was always a kid who wanted to keep going, and that's why I think I love the sport, and I'm doing pretty good at it, because that also helps me in life, too.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of great lessons that you guys learn, hard work being one of them and getting the job done. And also the teamwork. I think the Wild Hogs have a real kind of special relationship amongst you guys. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we're brothers.
Absolutely. And you guys do a great job, and we are so proud of the fact that you guys pull together here and make that happen every Friday night. And of course, that's not just done on Friday nights. It's developed throughout the whole week of practice before. Is that correct?
Yep, it's done all the way through the prep week, going into Friday night.
All right. So you guys get to watch some film, obviously, on the opponent that you're going to play and that kind of stuff. And maybe in some cases you get to even find out a little bit about the guy or at least a couple of guys that you're going to get going to be blocking. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I ask Fuzzy this question. I ask you, what's the most fun thing about being involved in the Tiger football program? What do you enjoy the most?
The Wild Hogs, and I'd say the team aspect of everything. We are always team first. We're not putting one person down. We're always like, hey, let's keep going, heads up, keep going, the team aspect.
Okay, very good. Well, hey, Angel, thanks for being with us so much, and congratulations on the good win against Northridge here. Next up is Goshen as we travel up there to take on the Red Hawks, and we certainly want to wish you the best of luck as you guys prepare this week to head to Goshen.
All right, yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We just heard from a couple of our linemen, an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, about their jobs and what they've been doing, and doing a good job. And we showed some film on them, Coach. So now we're going to turn to you and talk to you a little bit about, of course, the Northridge game. And obviously, it's no secret we started out kind of slow.
We did. And Dave, I am perplexed at why. I thought we had a good pregame. I thought that having the junior high kids there and wanting to perform well in front of them for the program, and I'm perplexed as to what the first 8 to 10 minutes of the football game produced. My poor wife, Sarah, who was running a bit behind
right.
for obvious reasons. She
Sure.
was getting the house around for a gathering afterwards.
Right.
Is in the car listening and hears that we're down 6-0, then gets in her seat and it's 13-0. And, she's beside herself.
Right,
So
sure.
so she told me.
Right.
But and then fortunately we were able to turn things a little bit. You got to take care of the ball, Dave.
Right. Well, in the first fumble, and we'll show it here, they'll see it while we're talking about there. The kid hit the ball right with his helmet. I mean, it looked to me like it was right on the button and popped out of Amos's hand. Could be wrong, and out of his arm. It looked to me like it hit him square.
It was a good, number 24 came up and hit him hard. And we've got pictures of it and obviously video of it. You got to take care of the ball.
Right, sure. Oh, absolutely.
2 hands on it in traffic. You've got to carry it high and tight. And in that particular scenario, that was not the case with either coaching point. So we need to teach more effectively the areas of ball security. Obviously, so
sure. Well, and
they took it right down.
Yeah, they went right at it, and that's the thing with Tom Wagaman's team. I've been around him and watched him coach at Wawasee, and he was always fighting and battling there. And of course, he come out of Kendallville there when they had a state championship team over there. So he certainly knows his way around the football field, and he's a good coach. So he's got his team rolling.
And they're a very solid football team. We beat a good football
team. Absolutely.
And we had to scrap and fight and do everything in our power and catch some breaks here and there to get that accomplished, as you saw.
Yeah, and I thought too, as bad as the first 10 minutes was, the fact that the kids kept their composure.
They did.
And
unlike some of the adults, guilty as charged.
Well, Coach, I didn't want to talk a little bit, I know, but after that second touchdown, of course, I was doing the radio up there, and Troy and I were up there, and they said, well, it looks like Coach is getting pretty animated down there. And as you know, in the years and years of experience there, sometimes the kids need to be jacked up a little bit to get their attention.
It's a game of emotion.
Absolutely.
Controlled, bridled emotion. And, I think I've done a pretty good job of staying within myself
Absolutely.
for a year and a half. But, after the we had a center quarterback exchange issue.
Right.
They throw a flea flicker for about a 30-yard gain, and then the next play they walk into the end zone
Right.
on a trap or a veer, I forget.
Right.
And it looked eerily similar to last year, and it's like, what in the world? And
Right.
I did not throw a headset.
No.
I've been known to do that in my younger days. Those headsets are expensive.
They're expensive. Yeah,
A lot of
that's
Tiger
right.
cards.
Yeah,
So
right.
the headset did not leave my head, I
Right.
don't think.
No,
If
no.
it did, I slid it down on my neck.
Yeah.
And but it's frustrating.
Sure.
When for us as adults, when 16, 17, 18-year-old kids aren't performing at the level that you believe you have
Right,
taught them. And
right.
obviously we need to teach the game of football better, and we strive to do that every day.
Absolutely. Well, on the brighter side of it too, moving on here, you had some sophomores, I thought, that stepped in and
did.
stepped up. And the whole team stepped up after your little intervention and talk. I think everyone's
That's a good
elevated.
term.
Yeah,
That's a
it was a good intervention,
Yeah,
Coach.
yes.
No question. But, I was really pleased with their play and, overall the whole team's performance after we got through
Yeah.
that first tragic 10 minutes or so.
And some of the names that we've heard earlier in the year, some of those kids are banged up. Obviously,
Yeah,
Luke Adamick
sure.
is banged up. Blake Marsh is banged up. We weren't sure whether Gage Lyon was going to play or not until Thursday, and then he got a clean bill of health and did admirably.
Absolutely.
But when you're banged up, other kids need to step up. And I think, once we got that first touchdown, made it 13-7, got a stop. We kick off and they drive it all the way down. I thought the last 4 minutes of the first half were the difference. I know that one of the traits that Penn High School has, you'd think you'd be playing great, and it's 0-0 or 7-0, and it just seemed like they would always score before half.
Yeah, sure.
Championship team scored before half.
Northwood's known for that too.
Northridge is driving the ball down, and Aaron Green, who could write a book on his last 4 months.
That is true.
He could write a book on the last 4 months. Goes up, high points a ball on a fade, and snatches it out of the air in the end zone. And then we had a touchdown call back, obviously.
Right.
And then we score with about 10 seconds to go in the half. So Aaron Green, who 4 months ago wasn't sure whether he was going to get to keep his spleen or not,
Right.
and gets a clean bill of health in August 6th to participate, is actually our junior varsity quarterback game one, and now last week you saw what he did at quarterback.
Sure.
And this week you saw what he did at defensive back, cornerback.
He's a utility player.
Oh, right, I'll tell you what, he's doing an incredible
Right.
job.
Oh, I agree.
And then the touchdown right before half, getting the ball down using what I thought was pretty good clock management.
Yeah, absolutely.
Better than we are at it.
Yeah.
And having Wyatt fake a toss and have Jackson and Keegan Larsh run a switch route, and Jackson Dawson was wide open for his first of many touchdowns to come. So that was great to see him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then the other sophomore I think you're probably talking about is Julius Jones.
Absolutely. Julius just did an outstanding job. And you pointed out last week, I mean, there's an innocence about him. He just goes out there and plays.
He don't worry about anything.
And it's really, he's a cool hand Luke out there.
Yeah, he just, goes in and doesn't worry about too much. And the touchdown that he scored on was actually a counter tray back to the strong side of a formation, which we had not really practiced a whole lot.
Right.
But we went ahead and ran it. I think it was maybe a 2nd and a 6, and he scored from 34 yards out. So we had 2 sophomores score touchdowns. We had Aaron Green, who's a junior cornerback / quarterback, pick off a huge pass.
Right.
It was good to have Mason Martz back in the lineup.
Oh, yeah,
Safety.
absolutely.
And then there were some heroes abound. Keegan Larsh scored.
Oh, yeah. Twice.
One of them counted.
Yeah. Well, and there's a little backstory on that. The first one that he scored there,
80 yards.
Yeah, Juan actually made a block that he thought from where he came from before, which was Texas, that it was legal. Is that correct, or was that what the story? Do I have that story correct?
Poor job on my part of explaining that particular rule. When a play is 30 to 50 yards ahead of you, as it was, he likes contact, and he's looking around, and he peels back and blocks someone who is 40 yards behind the play, and that is now illegal. It's been a rule for about 2 or 3 years, and I obviously have not done a good enough job explaining the rules of American football to everyone. And that's not just one. There's still other small nuances of the game that I need to do a better job of making sure our kids are aware of.
Yeah. All right, Coach. And speaking of Juan, of course, he did his normal yeoman's job of just hammering away there, and then he'd pop one for 4 or 5 yards, and then he'd bust one for the one touchdown. Was what, 20 yards, 25?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. So, so he's Mr. Dependable as far as,
he's running hard.
Yeah.
Still, I think, he needs to run with his eyes up a little bit. But he's hitting it hard. Obviously, the vital part of the triple option is, if a defense can't shut down the fullback, if they want to run their ends up the field or run their 3 technique up the field, at least on paper, that should be a good night for your fullback.
Right. All right, Coach, let's turn our attention to Goshen now. We go to the Red Hawks field there, and I understand they got quite a bit of construction and stuff going on up there. So if you're a fan and heading that way, you might want to get out there a little bit early because it's going to be a little bit tough and for parking. But anyways, take a look at the Red Hawks. Their record is not real good, but they are Goshen, and they will play Warsaw nose to nose. They always do.
They're going to come out and play hard. They did last year. It was only 14-0 at half, and we were fortunate it was 14 instead of 7-0. A game which we ended up taking over and winning in the second half, 35-0, but it was a whole lot closer game than the final score. I expect that type of game again. If we don't have a great week of practice, if we don't have everybody on board as far as the importance of getting better, practice number 39 and 40 and 41, and not looking at it as, hey, they are 1-5 and we are, or 1-4 and we're 4-1. Throw the records out.
Right, absolutely.
What we're going to worry about is getting Warsaw better. But, I want to encourage everybody to come up to Foreman Field.
Absolutely.
The support that this community and the student body and the moms and dads are giving these kids is second to none, and we need to see that continue, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But Foreman Field, I've not been there since they put the turf down. Mm-hmm. Goshen has some skilled kids, and they also have some size on their O&D line, so it's going to be a battle, Dave.
Absolutely. Well, we do encourage everyone to get out there, and like Coach has said, the support has been phenomenal so far this year. The stands were filled this last Friday night. Their student body was there in masses, and they're having fun.
They appeared to be having a good time, and it must have been some type of...
It was beach ball or beach or something tonight because they had beach balls and Hawaiian shirts and everything else on. So.
Yes, and 10 minutes into the game, I was ready to join them.
Yeah. Well, we're glad.
I was not having nearly as much fun as they were.
No. Well, Coach, we're glad that you didn't, and the kids bounced back. Again, it's a reflection of the program and the way you teach you always tell the kids, hey, there's some bad things that can happen out there.
They're going to.
Yeah, and they're going to happen. There's no doubt about it.
Friday night, that was my 318th game. Mm-hmm. We've never been involved in a game where I can't come out and say, we should have done this better.
Right.
Or we did everything perfectly.
And that hasn't happened yet.
Striving for excellence and perfection. Mm-hmm. Perfection in the game of football may be unattainable, but striving for the execution toward perfection is our goal, every rep.
Absolutely.
And 1-0, I tried to explain this to the kids. 1-0 does not mean let's go 1-0 Friday for 48 minutes. 1-0 is what you do when it's 0-hour weights. Mm-hmm. 1-0 is what you do when it's time to turn homework in. 1-0 is how you practice each particular play. That's what 1-0 is.
Right, absolutely. Well, Coach, the best of luck to you as we head up to Goshen, the Red Hawks, and take them on. And it's another NLC battle, and I'm sure it will be a great battle to watch. So we encourage once again for everyone to get up there. Thanks, Coach, for being with us. Congratulations on a good win.
Thank you, Dave. It was a great night.
Absolutely, and that's going to end up the Bart Curtis Show since we had our two athletes on before. So we appreciate everyone tuning in, and we'll be up on YouTube here within the next few hours. So we'll be ready to go on Monday, Coach.
Sounds good. I appreciate you doing this, too.
It's a lot of fun.
Still need to change the name of the show.
Well, I don't. Maybe we could have a contest on that. I know.
Yeah.
I don't
Might
think
not be a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. All right, thanks again, Coach, and that's all we got for you for this week. We'll be back next week with another edition of the Bart Curtis Show.
Lights on. You have to break us down.
Go, Lights on on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Warsaw High, Warsaw High, Warsaw High, we're all for you. We will fight with all of might.